Hi guys, this is Jyotsna and welcome to my channel. So today we'll be studying Italian from the book Progetto Italiano and we are doing the introductory unit. So this is the third class for the introductory unit and this is for level A1. So let's see what do we have in this unit. So what is this Chie? Chie in Italian is who is it? So let's read this small dialogue to understand. Ciao, io sono Alessia. Hi, I am Alessia. E tu come ti chiami? And you, what is your name? So the question that we say if we want to know someone's name is come ti chiami? And the answer is mi chiamo. Mi chiamo Dino. My name is Dino. Piacere. Nice to meet you. Quanti anni hai? What is your age? Quanti anni hai? What is your age? Ho 12 anni. I am 12. Io mi chiamo Giulia e lui si chiama Fido. My name is Giulia and his name is Fido. Ha 3 anni. He is 3 years. Io mi chiamo Dino, ho 13 anni e tu? My name is Dino. I am 13. E tu? And you. So chi in Italian is who. Chi is who is it. So let's move on to the next slide. So what is this verb avere? Il verbo avere. It is one of the auxiliary verbs. In the previous class we have done the verb essere. So in this lecture we will be doing the verb avere. Avere in Italian is to have. So in Italian, if you are talking about your age, you'll say I have 12 years if we are translating it in English. So this is the verb that we use. Io ho 12 anni. Tu hai 12 anni. Lui lei ha 12 anni. And if you have something, if you own something, if you possess something, in that case also we use avere as well. Avere is to have. Noi abbiamo il libro. We have the book. Voi avete il libro. You have the book. Loro hanno il libro. They have the book. So io ho, tu hai, lui lei ha, noi abbiamo, voi avete, loro hanno. So we remember the self pronouns. Io, I, tu, you, lui, he, noi, vi, voi, you, plural, loro, they. So this is the conjugation of the verb avere in present tense. So you need to memorize it. You can write it down. It should be on the top of your memory. Another verb that we are doing today is chiamarsi. Now these verbs and their conjugations are very important. So if you are a little bit serious about learning Italian, it's important that you memorize these words as well as these conjugations. So chiamarsi is to call oneself. Io mi chiamo Marco. If I am translating it literally, it means I call myself Marco. However, it means that my name is Marco. So, mi chiamo Marco. Ti chiami Sofia. Your name is Sofia. Lui, lei si chiama Roberto, Roberta. His or her name is Roberto, Roberta. So, chiamarsi is the verb. The question, which is come ti chiami, is this verb. Come ti chiami. What is your name? So, let me just write it for you maybe. Come ti chiami. What is your name? Io mi chiamo Marco. Tu ti chiami Sofia. Lui lei si chiama Roberto, Roberta. Now moving on to the next slide, let's read this dialogue. Now these are very basic questions in Italian. So if you want to strike a very basic conversation with someone in Italian, these are the questions that you can ask. Quanti anni hai? What is your age? 13 anni, 13. E tu come ti chiami? And you, what's your name? Antonio. Come si chiama il cane? What is the name of the dog si chiama Fido. His name is Fido. So the basic questions to ask anyone if you are talking to them at a very basic level, if it is a very basic sort of conversation, these are the questions that you can ask. What's your age? What's your name? Right? So quanti anni hai? Come ti chiami? Right? Now moving on. So we have numbers here. Numbers we have done multiple times. So I'll just repeat it very quickly. So 11 in Italian is 11. 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19. So any guesses for 20? What is 20 in Italian? It is venti. Venti. 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 25, 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, 28, 28, 29, 29, and 30 is 30. So this is about the numbers. You can memorize it. These are very important if you want to have a very basic level conversation with someone. If you are dealing in numbers, if you're talking about your age, if you're talking about money, so it's very important that you should know the numbers, right? So you should memorize these numbers. Moving on to Doppie Consonanti, talking about the double consonants. So what is the pronunciation of the double consonants? Now what happens is that whenever you have two consonants together, there is a stress on that specific consonant. So we'll see a few instances here. Like we have doppiaci. Doppiaci. Example, piccolo, cappuccino. Piccolo, cappuccino. Doppia F. If you have double F, caffè, difficile. So there's a stress on that specific letter. G. Aggettivo, messaggio. Aggettivo, messaggio. Bello, giallo, doppia L. Bello, giallo, doppia M. Mamma, gomma. Mamma, gomma, doppia N. Nonna, Anna. Nonna, Anna. Doppia R. Arrivederci, Ferrari. Arrivederci, Ferrari. R sound. Doppia T. Settimana, lettera. Settimana, lettera. So these are the double consonants in Italian. So basically if you see two letters together, there is a stress on that specific letter, right? Now this is pretty simple. Moving on to the next slide, which is, again, we have very basic questions here. So if someone asks you how do you write? So what is the expression that you use? You say come si scrive. So if you want to ask someone in Italian, how do you write this? So you can say come si scrive. Come si scrive pen in Italiano. Come si scrive board in Italiano. So if you want to ask someone how to write something in Italian, this is the expression that you can use. Come si scrive. Come si scrive. How does one write? Può ripetere per favore? If you want to ask someone to repeat something, this is the expression that you'll use. Può ripetere per favore? Can you please repeat? Per favore in Italian is please. Può ripetere? Can you please repeat? Per favore, as I said, is please. Può parlare piano? Can you speak slowly? Piano in Italian is slowly. Può parlare piano? Can you speak slowly? So here we have two verbs together. So this is the form that we'll be doing in next classes. A quale pagina siamo? We are on which page? So if you are sitting in an Italian class, maybe this is the question you want to ask. We are on which page? A quale pagina siamo? Come si dice I am in Italiano? So if you want to ask someone in Italian, how do you say something in your language? So this is the expression that you use. Come si dice? Come si dice phone in italiano? Come si dice TV in italiano? Come si dice book in italiano? So if you want to ask someone, how do you say a specific word in Italian? This is the expression that you use. Come si dice pen in italiano? So if you're sitting in a class, you want to ask which exercise are we doing? This is the expression that you'll use. A quale esercizio siamo? Which exercise are we doing? A quale esercizio siamo? Which exercise are we doing? Che significa esercizio? So if you want to ask someone, what does this mean? What does this mean? This is the expression that you use. Que significa? Que significa? What does it mean? Que significa esercizio? What does exercise mean? Right? So these are very basic questions which you can ask. Come si scrive? How do you write? Può ripetere? Can you please repeat? Può parlare piano? Can you please speak slowly? Come si dice form in italiano? How do you say this in Italian? Right? And then very important, posso andare in bagno? Can I go to the washroom? Again, if you are sitting in the class, you might want to ask this. So posso andare in bagno? Bagno is washroom. Okay. So moving on to next, autovalutazione. So we have some expressions here and we'll try to understand these sentences. So noi siamo tutti studenti. So we are all students. So the siamo is the verb here. Which verb is this? If you remember, we have done it in previous classes. It is the verb essere. Noi siamo tutti studenti. We are all students. 19 più 1 is 20. So 19 plus 1 is 20. Gli amici di Consuelo sono simpatici. Friends of Consuelo are nice. Simpatici is nice. So sono, loro sono simpatici. So we are again using the verb essere here. Quanti anni ha Paola? What is the age of Paola? So we have used which verb here? We have used the verb avere. Avere, we just did the conjugation of avere, which is to have. So we have used the third person form of avere here because we are talking about Paola. Right? Io mi chiamo Stefania. Io, because we have put the self pronoun io here, that is why we have used the form mi chiamo. My name is. Mi chiamo Stefania. Tu come ti chiami? You, what is your name? Come ti chiami? Ti chiami, il verbo chiamarsi. What is your name? Sono Alberto e Veronica. They are Alberto and Veronica. No, non sono Alberto e Veronica. No, they are not Alberto and Veronica. So because we are talking about Alberto and Veronica, so we are talking about loro. We are talking about they. So we have used the form of they of the verb essere. Okay. So moving on to the next one. Voi siete stranieri. You are all foreigners. Voi siete stranieri. Valeria Italiana di Roma. Valeria is Italian. We'll put this accent here. Valeria è Italiana di Roma. Valeria is Italian from Rome. So this is which form? This is the verb essere. A is the verb essere. Right? So we'll just move on to the next slide. So rispondi alle domande. You need to answer these questions, and these are pretty basic questions which we have done in this unit. Come si chiama? What is your name? Mi chiamo, whatever your name is. So you need to understand that you can ask by saying come ti chiami, what is your name, or come si chiama, which is again what is your name. But what's the difference? This is more formal. This is a formal way of asking, and come ti chiami is informal. Similarly, quanti anni hai, what is your age? So either you say quanti anni hai or you say quanti anni a. When you are saying a, this is again formal. We are using third person form here, right? So if you want to ask someone their age, quanti anni a, if you are asking them respectfully. Come si scrive il tuo nome e cognome? How do you write your name and surname? And if you are asking the same thing formally, you are saying come si scrive il suo nome. Come si scrive il suo nome. So this is informal. This is formal. Informal is come si scrive il tuo nome e cognome. So these are very basic questions which you can ask. And so we have finished the introductory unit today, and I hope you like my video. And in case you have any queries, questions or concerns, you can put it in the comment section below. And that's all for today. And ciao, arrivederci, buona giornata.